promise, Neverland.
Phil has some emotion. He's not just a smiling little fuckboy.
Fuckboy. Never did I think of a day where you would describe like a fucking 10-year-old, maybe 7-year-old as a fuckboy. Is that what you said, fuckboy?
Yes.
All right. Well, good. So I'm glad to see what happened to them, because I was always curious. We had seen them in the color pages and like the occasional flashbacks to them. We knew that they were still there. We knew that. Is your drink okay, buddy? Yeah. I just saw him spittle out a little bit, like a little. You need a bib.
I topped that off a bit too much.
A little too strong.
Yep.
All right. You want me to get some orange juice?
No.
Dilute it a bit.
I got it.
All right.
But
I was always curious what had happened, and so now we know they kind of redistributed all the kids to like different farms,
which makes sense.
Oh yeah, and most of them are quite young, so yeah, like because the ones they left behind were pretty young, so it makes sense. Obviously we saw as well earlier that they had a whole new mama and everything, but what I really love, honestly, is I love the fact that he has to he's going through what Ray went through, and he talks about this in the chapter where it's like, every time he's back in a situation where no one knows other than him now. Well, he was never in that situation, but now he is, And so he's got to live through that every single time someone's like going. He's the one that knows, and he's got to know, and he's just got to sit there and like.
He's got to sit there and take it.
God, and I got to say, I love the panel where he's like just like fetal position on his bed, just like in pure agony. Like this bottom page here with his fucking face here, and then just him on his bed. So fucking sad.
He's a sad boy. He's a sad boy.
God, I don't know. I thought that got me really good.
Right.
I loved that. It's just kind of cool because it brings back the vibe of the first arc, which to me was the kind of thing that made this series. And I love the concepts of the first arc, and I love that they're going back to this. Now, fucking special agent CIA, FBI open up. Andrew comes in.
FBI open up.
Like, also, weird. What in the fuck is going on with that? That's terrifying.
Yeah, that's not the best art I've seen in the series.
God, it's great to see, and I love my boy Andrew. I love my boy, and this kind of confirms. We had wondered the last time Andrew showed up. One of the things we were curious about was he Morse coding, or is that just like a tick he has? But we see him doing it again here. So either he's always Morse coding, like he's always giving like updates of what he's doing with Morse code, or it is a tick. But I mean, I'm almost inclined to believe maybe it's both.
Right.
But yeah, I'm really loving Andrew. He's interesting to me. And again, there's two ways you can look at this. Either A, it's one of those like, he knows too much, move in. You know what I mean? Because they would be smart to follow up with all of the kids that went through.
Exactly.
All of the kids that went through Gracefield. I'm glad that they're showing this too, because one of the things I said in the very, very beginning of this series when they left was, realistically, you'd think that they would just slaughter the whole batch. Right. To not even take a chance.
Exactly. And I'm shocked they didn't.
And at first I was going to be mad if they did nothing, but the fact that they're at least following up, like, I guess it makes sense. They're good merchandise. So the way I'm saying this now is the way I see this is they probably have this guy check in on all of the kids, right? Right. And because you see earlier in the chapter, people are like, Phil, what's wrong? Phil, what's wrong? I'm going to guess that they probably told all of the mamas of all of the different houses, watch these kids. Especially, when kids are getting shipped out, harvested, watch these kids for reactions, see if they, do they seem like everything's normal or do they seem like they know some shit, right? Right. That's so I took it as they were probably like, watch them. Mm-hmm. And when Phil showed weird emotions, they sent Andrew. Now, I'm still curious on, is Andrew double agent or not? I get the vibe that he could be. Right. Because he could very easily be a double agent for Minerva and act like he's going to be do whatever he needs to do here, but really be like, I have an update, your friends are safe, blah, blah. I don't know. He could do either. I'm not sure. What do you think?
I'm hoping he's the double agent type. I'm hoping that Phil's not going to get slaughtered because now we have him, getting some development here through this, wanting to see Emma, wanting to, catch up with his friends. And the fact that he pulls him aside specifically,
it's because he was at Gracefield. He knew. Yeah.
He was the only one left there at Gracefield too. Pulling him aside specifically, he could be, have you told the rest of them, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Or, you know, are you the only one that knows?
Yeah, I was wondering if they were going to do a Stranger Things-esque deal with them, because in Stranger Things, like, after the first season, all that shit goes down, they kind of make a deal with the government. Like, all right, you know, you let us live, we won't say shit about it, right? So I wonder if he's going to be like I wonder if he can make him a deal, like a, you know, you know, but like, because I mean, what can they offer him? You know what I mean? Like, are they going to pull the whole like we can pull you aside, like a Norman situation?
Right.
How cool would it be if Phil went to the same place that Norman went?
Right?
What if they pull Phil aside and then like they have like a buddy up, like Phil and Norman?
Right, and then we could potentially see Norman again. It's just something I want to see. I see my boy.
Yeah. So I love this shit with Andrew. I thought that was really hype. I like that we have a human villain. I think somehow that's more interesting to me because like I think Lovecraftian horror at its finest is the more you know about the unknown, the less scary it becomes. So the more we know about the demons, the less scary they are.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like that's why Goldie Pond was a little bit annoying to me, is because it kind of like demystified the demons. It made them.
It really did.
It made them feel weak. You know, to me.
Exactly.
It didn't make them feel like a force of nature that couldn't be
stopped.
stopped.
The only one that was a legitimate threat was Lewis. You know, Bayonne was a pushover compared to the rest because he got greedy. You know?
Yeah, and I have to headcanon it to make it make sense. You know, like the only way for me to continue to think of the demons as threats is that I have to come up with headcanon. And in my headcanon, as we discussed earlier, my headcanon is that they were all either the really immature one, Luce, or the rest of them were old.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, none of them were in their prime, is my guess. You know?
Exactly.
So, but still, like, I think that I'm excited because humans, usually with a human villain, the author doesn't have any, like, if he really legit is a villain, and even if he isn't, the author has to make us believe that he's terrifying or threatening. So, before we, like, since, you know, without, like, the demons, they have, like, visuals to scare you, right? But with a human villain, you go back to like the Sister Corone days, where like you got to psychologically freak us out as the readers, because what human villains can do really well is, hey, they're not just monsters; they're gonna psychologically fuck you up.
Right, you know, Corone, you know, commando crawling on the fucking ground.
Yes, yes. I was even right when he showed up too. I was like, is this the Corone of their house?
Right,
he's here. The first Papa.
Oh God, first Papa. That's creepy.
He may have been your father, but I'm your daddy, or something like that. Put fucking Yondu over this guy.
Right.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm loving Andrew so far. He's shaping up to be a real good villain already. I want to see more and more of him. Now, anything more on that scene before we move on?
No, not really. Now we get to the wonderful trekking, essentially.
Yeah.
Now this here, you know, gives a little bit of, you know, the what the fuck moments of the Goldie Pond characters, because all the fucking Gracefield characters and memorize the maps.
I love that.
I like these Gracefield ones. Don't mess around.
They're actually doing, yeah. So like they're doing pretty good now that the author has like lowered the amount of cast. I think he can actually develop them, right? So like I actually quite liked that moment, because that reminded me of one of those like because Gracefield was the top of the line shit. So like it almost reminds me of like, you know, like hanging out with some kid that went to like this private fancy school, and like they're like god damn, you know, like yeah. Like the differences in how they were raised, and I love shit like that.
I'm a pompous asshole. I went to this posh academy over here. Yeah, fuck you.
So I get the vibe that these ones are Goldie Pond. The Goldie Pond kids were probably raised in a lot more of a normal environment. Like if there was testing, it was probably more like what we saw in school.
Yeah,
like normal shit. And then of course our main characters are like genius level.
These are the kids that went to the smug, you know, preppy school.
Yeah, but I do love how they say that. They're like, how'd you photo memorize the map in your head? It's like, bro, it's nothing. Like, they had us memorizing, like, fucking complex pictures in 10 seconds. Like, what? So, yeah, that was cool. Now, let's talk about this fucking creature.
People.
Okay.
Crab people.
Stop it. I'll beat you. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's just a thing. The designs are always interesting in this. Now, but what I really want to talk about in this, and I kind of like this scene where Emma kills it, and she has like this sad or frustrated look. Like, what did you take from that?
There's like, I hate killing.
I think she's just sick of it. Like already, like the face really gives me the vibe of just like, God damn it, like this is our life now.
I'm tired of killing. Like, just want to live.
Yeah, I guess that's one way to put it. But like that really did get me. Like, I don't know, just like that was a good example of like good storytelling through simply a facial expression, because I actually felt emotion there, because I could see Emma just being like, God, like please, I want it to be done, you know.
I just want peace and quiet and a nice martini.
You know, it's something we should bring up while we're here. I was thinking about a separate video for it, but it's about this, so we'll do it. Did you see that on the Reddit? And Mr. Wash talked about it, but this was on the Reddit. The author confirmed that he's going for somewhere between 20 and 30 volumes.
Right, and it's already at what, 10 in Japan?
10-ish in Japan, I believe, 10 or 11. So that would be
anywhere from
30 to 50% done.
Dang.
I don't know how to feel about that. I mean, if they do 30 volumes, I think it could still be. I think if they rush and end at 20, it'd be a bit weird.
Yeah,
I could see 30.
I could see 30. Yeah, that's a nice, healthy.
I'd be okay with 30.
Now the issue is, do we get more Goldie Pond or do we get more, escape art?
He did confirm as well, and this actually, it all of a sudden starts to make sense. So remember how we always talked about how he had the story drafted out for so long, he was just waiting for someone to grab it, right? He talked about how the story, the original script. I'm just gonna throw a number out there. He actually said a real number in there, but it was something like 400 pages long, and the original script was up to them escaping originally. Ding a ding ding.
So he was coming up with this on the fly.
Well, I imagine as it was getting successful, he had some time to think about it. But yeah, that was the original story, was them escaping.
That's a healthy, draft for putting out.
Yeah, you got your whole first arc. So I mean,
here's the premise.
Yeah, and all of a sudden it makes sense why the first arc was so fucking masterfully done, and then the rest of it felt a little sloppy, because it really that first arc felt like something that was written, revised, perfected over and over for years, Right. So yeah, I think that it does seem like he's bringing it back a bit. Like, right. I think that Goldie Pond may have been just like I have to come up with shit on the fly while I think of the actual next arc. Right. You know what I mean? But
and then the whole 20 to 30 is like, I really can't afford to do that again because I saw my sales plummet.
I don't know if the sales actually plummeted. I'd be curious once all those volumes are out. I'd be curious to see.
Yeah, I'd like to see the worldwide numbers.
Yeah,
I don't want to just see Japan's, because as we saw with Bleach, something could be not as successful domestically and then insanely successful over here, and then vice versa for other series as well.
Very true. So what the reason I'm curious about the sales is because I really didn't see a lot of voices other than our own pointing out that Neverland had lowered in quality, other than Mr. Wash. Shout out Mr. Wash. Yeah, I mean...
I mean, the Reddit's just furiously defending everything.
Yeah, I mean, we love it, but we're going to call it out when it's bullshit.
Exactly.
I mean, so yeah, it's hard to say. But I mean, he does seem to have been bringing it back now. So let's end with... So let's talk about this Stonehenge shit they're at now.
Yeah.
Is that supposed to be... I'm trying to remember, because they had a name for it.
That's we're here.
There was the riddle. Let me go back to the riddle. You go to that page. Let me go back to the riddle real quick.
All right. I'm on that page.
Okay, yeah. So the riddle was. Okay, here it is. With the eye of the dragon, search for the day and night. Okay, god damn it. Did they English it at some point? Oh, okay. Okay, search for the 10 kilometers north. So. Is this like where they need to go and then the 10 kilometer shit happens and then that's how you find the walls? Is that what I'm getting
I have no idea. Like, I would assume that's what it is, but this is Cavadilla, or however the fuck you say this.
Yeah, who the fuck?
Slaughter us in the comments for slaughtering that name, but whatever.
Because they mapped it in I'm looking at the last chapter. They mapped it. They said so they're going there. So this isn't. I just wanted to make sure, because at first I was like, no, this isn't this isn't where the 7 walls is. That'd be so fucking stupid quick.
Oh shit, we did it in one chapter.
Now I'm still, again, I hope that in their whole, so in the thing it says they have to get to this place and then 10 kilometers one way, 10 kilometers another way. I'm hoping when they're doing the 10 kilometers this way, 10 kilometers that way, I hope we see some world building. Because, like I've said a million fucking times, I'd like to see something other than forest, okay?
Right.
This is a demon civilization. Do they have cities? Do they have, what are their living conditions? What do they do for fun? Like, what is their
They slaughter children for fun. Come on.
No, but there's more than that, clearly. Like I just want to, I want to see what their civilization is like.
Right.
I almost imagine, because when do you remember the fucking village hidden in the rain from Naruto?
Yeah.
Like, where Pain lived? It was, all industrial, and it was, all dark and always raining and shit.
Exactly.
That's what I kind of imagined. If they would have cities, they'd look like that.
Oh, my God.
Because I think it'd be so boring if they were just, Native American style, we have no buildings, no nothing, you know what I mean? That'd be boring to me. So,
right.
I just wanted to see, their society.
Right.
But I mean, if they're not gonna do that, it's fine. It's not fine. I'd like to see some world building. But...
Exactly. There needs to be some fucking world building here. We've seen forest. We've seen technically 4 places. We've seen the Gracefield house. We've seen the first, place. We saw the forest areas, and we've seen, fucking Goldie Pond. And
with the intelligence they have, I find it hard to believe they wouldn't have cities and shit.
Exactly.
And they have to, because there's farm, and they talk about the meat from the farms, people buy it.
Exactly.
Which would mean that there has to
be at least a fucking farmer's market somewhere.
It's being demon farmer's market. It's being shipped somewhere. Clearly.
Welcome to Demon Whole Foods. How can I? Yeah. Oh shit! Well.
So the way I always look at that is that there's
they're demons with tracker bands on them.
Amazon joke. The way I always looked at this was just like our world, there'd be a class difference, right?
Right.
And this is confirmed. When that one guy from the very beginning is trying to bite a finger off of one of the Gracefield, the original Connie when she dies, right? He's like, oh, yo, no one like us can fucking eat that. That's for the rich of the rich, right? That to me, that implies that there are, just like our world, there are the rich, fucking
the posh, Lewis and Bayon.
The Bayon type demons that are crazy rich and can have the Gracefield elite of the elite meat get sent to them. But there's also demons that live in their shitty apartments and order a fucking side of human for delivery on Friday nights.
Yeah, I'll take the industrial human.
Yeah, I'll take the you remember that Rick and Morty where it's some Asians, some blacks,
right.
pizza toppings,
right? Oh God,
and a Caucasian. I don't, but I want. Point being, I imagine that from the hints that we've gotten from this whole class, there's a class system. There's meat that's for the poorer demons, and there's meat for the richer demons. They have to have some sort of civilization set up. And
right.
It can't all just be fuckers living in the middle of the woods. Give me a demon city at some point.
No, fam. Here, they Voltroned it. They
not fam me.
Yeah, they Voltron it. You remember the fucking, the aliens that lived out in the fucking woods?
No, what I remember from Voltron is actually really good world building and really different planets.
But, they live in the trees like that fucking alien race, man.
No. I want a city. But yeah, I guess so.
Since that's all we're getting, that's my headcanon until we see otherwise.
Yeah. So I guess next chapter we're gonna be Indiana Jones in it. They gotta fucking figure out the riddle of because I remember the issue that they brought up was if we walk 10 kilometers north and 10 kilometers south, we're just in the same place.
Right.
So what does that do? So I guess they gotta figure out what that fucking means. But for the most part, when it comes to predictions, expectations for next chapter, I'm fucking hyped for Andrew. I want to see Andrew and Phil's conversation. How does one good cop, bad cop a 7-year-old?
I'll give you a toy if you tell me everything you know.
Listen, kid, I know what you know. I'm here to help you.
I'm here to help you. Oh, no.
Ignore my furious tapping.
Yeah, I'm definitely not sending information out as we speak here.
Phil. He's fucking suspicious. Look at that smile. Ow! This desk is getting real close to falling. One day, I hope that if this desk does fall, it's when we're filming something. That would be beautiful.
Catch the TV in the Xbox.
Nah, you said you had a warranty on it.
I do. But still.
Let it die. But yeah, how about predictions, my dude?
Predictions. Phil gets killed by Andrew.
Why? How about a real prediction? Don't Thurman it. You're better than that.
Am I?
You're better than that.
Am I? No. Predictions will be Indiana Jones, like you said. We'll have that one-on-one combo between those two, And Phil will just continue to smile throughout it and just like,
No, he's traumatized. Have you seen that fucking face
no, sir. No, sir, I don't know anything.
Do I edit this out or not? I don't know. I want to. Should I?
Probably.
Oh my god. David, why? Nut. This is me head slamming the nut. Why are you gonna do this to me?
Anyway.
Chances are what you just heard was a bleep sound effect. If you want to know what David said, private message him on Twitter and he'll tell you.
Nope.
Or maybe if you get him drunk enough, he'll tell you. Till next time.
Peace.